Hello, I'm Neil Thompson, and I just wanted to spend a few moments explaining to you why I wrote my Understanding Social Work book. It's recently been published in fifth edition. Here it is. And for a book to reach fifth edition, it shows it's been very popular. It's been a big success. So, what was the rationale behind writing it in the first place? Well, it was quite different from other books I've written because the normal process is an author, such as myself, would have an idea for a book, contact a publisher, and if they seemed interested, then write out a full proposal for what the book would cover, who it would be for, how it would work, that sort of thing. And if they like it, they will offer a publishing contract. So the process begins with the author normally. But what happened in this case was that I was actually approached by the publishers, Palgrave, and asked would I write this particular book. And the reason for that was that they had done a review, a sort of an audit of what books they felt were needed in the social work marketplace and what books they already offered, and then identified gaps. And one gap they identified was a book that is right at the beginning of a person's journey into social work. A book about understanding what social work is, what it's all about, what it involves, what the key issues are, and so on. So, for somebody either considering a career in social work or in the early stages of that career, and they realized there was that gap for such a book. They felt I was the right person to produce it, so they invited me to do so. So that's how the first edition came about. It's, as I say, proven to be very successful now in its fifth edition. And I think part of the reason for that is that it applies to a wide range of people. So, as was intended, those people considering a career in social work, many of them have told me that they found it very helpful. It gave them a much fuller picture of what social work is all about than they previously had. And I'm aware that students use it right throughout their studies until the point of qualification. But I'm also aware that a lot of newly qualified social workers use it too as a way of sort of keeping themselves in touch with the key issues in social work. So when they're plunged into the pressurized realities of a modern social work setting, then they don't lose sight of what it's all about. They don't get bogged down in bureaucratic detail, and they remember the principles, the values, the knowledge, the skills, and so on that underpin social work. But what I've also found as well is that a lot of people have told me that they have found it useful later in their career as well. So a lot of people who are what you might call old hands, people who've been around in social work for quite a while, find it a useful sort of refresher for, again, tuning in, as it were, to social work, to revisit the core elements. So that's in a nutshell. That's what the book is all about. If you're not familiar with it, then have a look, and I'm sure you'll like it. And if you are familiar with it, then, as I said, the fifth edition, updated edition, is now available. Thanks very much.